Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Well, new league year started. Excuse me while I grab my tablet. Um, Saints haven't been very active as far as acquiring people. But here's a list of all our free agents and what has happened with them so far. Michael Thomas, designated to be a June 1 release. Anders Pete. Jameis Winston was designated a June 1st release, but he signed with the Browns. Try Turner. Jimmy Graham. Lonnie Johnson Jr. is signed with the Texans. Isaac Yiadom. Zach Bond has signed with the Eagles. Cameron Irving. Max Garcia. Ty Summers. Ugo Amadi. Malcolm Roach has signed with the Broncos. Kyle Phillips. Jonathan Abram. Keith Kirkwood. Eno Benjamin. Marcus May. Lynn Bowden Jr. Adam Prentice was a free agent, but he was re-signed by the team. PJ Mustafa. And Ryan Connolly. Re-signings. Extensions. Adam Prentice re-signed 313. Ryan Ramczyk also signed 313, but Adam Prentice will be competing for the fullback spot with a gentleman named Xander Hobart that they just acquired. Demario Davis re-signed and extended, reworked his deal, and he's going to be in New Orleans until he retires. Reportedly, 2 years, $17.25 million with $13.25 guaranteed. On the 8th, Rashid Shaheed, Tyran's contract was reworked. And of course, yesterday, was yesterday the 12th? Signed Willie Gay, and Hovarth was signed on the 7th. And we are to be visited by Chase Young and Avonte Maddox. Something has happened that I've been screaming for the last 2 seasons. Jameis Winston is thankfully out of here. And hopefully he'll be going somewhere where they appreciate him a whole hell of a lot more than they did in New Orleans. Now, many Saints fans, had a great affinity for Jameis Winston. But I noticed on a lot of social media sites and in many of these podcasts that I do frequent, we gonna drag him no matter what. I hate that he's gone, but I'm so glad that he's gone. Dennis Allen won't have him here to disrespect anymore. Oh, I heard or read. Jameis Winston is the cause of all this dissension on the team. He's the cause of all this bad energy. No, not true. And y'all know it. But he won't be here next season or ever again. And he won't be here for you lot to scapegoat anymore. He won't be here for you to yell about 30 for 30, but won't give him his props for the 33 touchdowns and the 5,000 plus yards he also threw for that season. That's okay. You don't have to worry about y'all's asinine opinions and your asinine takes anymore. I guess that's the province of the Cleveland Browns fans now. And this thing about Marshawn Lattimore being traded hung up in the air. Why? Why would that even be considered? Of course, it might be considered to gain a little bit of cap space. But you know what I really want to think about it? You know what I really do think about it? You don't want him here because he's a dog. I'm wondering about the character and the inner makeup of many of these players on the Saints roster right now, and many of the ones they're considering bringing in free agency, because it's become obvious from that little uh, players only meeting with Mickey Loomis last month, where I would stake my life on this, that he told them to get with the program, get with Dennis Allen as your coach, and Derelict Carr as your quarterback, or leave. I wish they would leave. I hope they do leave. Yes, I love this team. Yes, I want to see them do well. But damn it, I don't want Dennis Allen around here another minute. Oh, yes, we're going to have him all this season. But there is reason for hope. If you'll recall, last season, it was the defensive staff that experienced the turnover. Up until this season, the Saints were in the top 5 defensively in the NFL. This past season, we dropped down to 8th. Forgive me, y'all, that's my tablet that's ringing every time somebody passes by my house and the cameras catch them. It says, gets on my nerves, but hey. Anyway, as I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. But I'll go back to the idea that the offensive and defensive staff both have experienced significant turnover in the last 2 seasons, and that the defensive staff turnover this past season, the 23 season, resulted in the Saints having the number 8 defense in the league. That's down from number 5 last year and number 4 the 2 years before that. So, much, I'm not going to say excitement, but yeah, a lot of us are nodding our heads in agreement with the hiring of Clint Kubiak as offensive coordinator on this team. Many of the new offensive staff has also worked with Kubiak in some of his other stops before he got here. I'm not expecting a great deal from the Saints offensively consistently this next year because it's going to take time to install a new offense and for all your players to become proficient in that offense. I'm not expecting a great deal offensively in the 24 season. Matter of fact, I'm not expecting us to do as well in 24 as we did in 23. And that schedule, the 23 schedule, was tailor made for us to make it into the playoffs. But because of the incompetence of our coaching staff, that wasn't going to be possible. I'm already hurting before the season starts. And I'm hurting because I know we're going to be running something of a gauntlet in the 24 season. The schedule makers haven't got the times battened down yet. That won't come till about the end of April. But we do know what teams we will be playing. We will be playing Dallas, Washington, Philly, and the Giants in the NFC East. We will also be playing Kansas City, Denver, Las Vegas, and the Chargers in the AFC West. We will also play 2 games each, the teams in our own division, the Panthers, the Bucks, and the Falcons. And in addition to that, we will be playing 3 second place teams in Philly, Green Bay, and Cleveland. A great many of those teams made the playoffs last year. Is there anybody out there right now that the Saints have what it takes to compete with a second place schedule? With a last place schedule last year. Or a third place schedule. We're going to have to drag it up this year. But I doubt that we can do that. Because I mentioned that press conference. Mickey sat down with the players and pretty much told them to get with the program. Get with your loser head coach as your coach and his loser quarterback as your quarterback, or leave. Which is why I was hoping for a player exodus from this team so Mickey would have to eat his words. As it is, though, the people that are being brought to this team are the people that are likely to be drafted. I'm considering what their character and what their makeup is. Because as we can all see, Dennis Allen don't like dogs. That's why Marshawn Lattimore is on the block. That's why Abrams ain't here no more. Dennis Allen don't like dogs. You know why? Because he's a puppy. And he don't want any dogs around to usurp his word, to question his authority, to question his abilities, to question his decision making, to question him about anything. And of course, if you're going to run something like this, you're going to get questions. You have to get questions because people are going to ask you, what is this? What is that? Why is this? Why is that? But Dennis Allen's such a puppy. He can't stand up in the face of a show enough dog. I suspect that if he came up against me, he'd probably shrink. like a little wilting violet. Because, baby, I'm a dog too. Woof! Anyway, I think that's all I got for y'all right now. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And do that.